Hey everybody at Robertson Chapel, welcome back to Mark 10. Merry Christmas. I'm so glad you decided to hop on today, and if it's not Christmas, then this is posted on Christmas, so Merry Christmas anyways. But I don't want to keep y'all long today because I know this is a special day, spend it with your family, but I just want to talk a little bit about what I see in this chapter. You know, if you've read Mark 10, you kind of see a lot of people coming to Jesus and they're kind of getting it wrong. Jesus is correcting a lot. It's a lot of Jesus having conversations with people and him correcting. So at first the Pharisees come and they're like trying to trap him in his words, and they're just not getting it. They have this upside down mindset, and Jesus is trying to flip it. And then you see, the children are coming around, and people are bringing their children to Jesus, and all these other people are saying, like, get these snotty nosed brats out of here. That's the Jesus that we're talking about. And Jesus is saying, let the children come to me. Unless you humble yourself like one of these, you won't enter the kingdom of heaven. Y'all aren't understanding. And then we see, the rich young ruler who comes up and he says, I'm following all these laws. God, like, Jesus, what more do I need to do? And he's saying, you don't understand. It's not about the laws. And he points out, his love, what he's putting over Christ in his life, what he was putting over his relationship with God. And, it's just a lot of upside down thinking. And then we go on and we see James and John. They're asking God, like, can we sit at your right hand, Jesus? And he's saying, you don't understand. Unless you make yourself the lowest, then you won't be great. The greatest among you will be the one who sets himself low and serves. And it's just this whole correction. And it's like everyone's blind in this chapter. They don't really understand. They're trying to get something. It's always trying to get something. The rich young ruler was trying to get, he was trying to puff himself up in pride and say, I followed all of these rules. What else do I need? What do I lack? And Jesus is saying, he's pushing it further. He's always pushing that heart further. He's saying, you lack going and selling all that you have and following me, because your love of money is greater than your love for me. And it's harder for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. And I see something awesome in this chapter. It is starting in verse 46. It's a blind man named Bartimaeus. He's the only person in this chapter who really gets it right. And it says in verse 46, they came to Jericho, and as he was leaving Jericho with his disciples and a great crowd, Bartimaeus, a blind beggar, the son of Timaeus, was sitting at the roadside. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. See, the only guy who really got it right, he just said, have mercy on me. That's the attitude that Jesus wants us to have, some attitude of humility coming from, Jesus, I already know that I'm not enough. I already know that I'm sinful, but I need you. I need mercy. I need something from you. It's not trying to, puff yourself up and act like you're awesome just because Christ is beside you, or trying to get something from him. It's saying, God, I am a sinner. I've wronged you. Please just have mercy on me. And I think a lot of us have this weird misshapen view that we can get in our lives, and I think a lot of that keeps us from sharing our faith. And I would just like you to ask God today, is there anyone in my life who, in my circle of influence, that I could share the gospel with, or I could, kind of move into talking about some of these things with them? And I think a lot of us would think about someone and we would be like, oh yeah, they don't need that. They wouldn't be interested. But I think we would be surprised. So I would ask God, who have I overlooked? Who have I misjudged? Christ died for that person too. So I would just ask you today not to have that upside down mindset, Jesus, they don't need to be around Jesus. Jesus, Christianity is for the puffed up, for the prideful. We're just building ourselves up with this. No, I would get low and go serve people, share the gospel. And again, Merry Christmas. I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.